Hello!
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
Pour yourself a drink. Get comfy.
Yes. Good evening.
Pour myself a drink.
Good to see you, mate.
That was... Oh,
Good
shit. I don't think I shook that up. Looks a bit pissy like.
It says lifestyle on it. So it's obviously a pissy lifestyle. So, what's been going on?
Looks like my second-hand bottle of Lucasade.
Yeah. What's been going on in everybody's world then? Sorry we've been away for a while, but things have been a bit hectic. Life has changed drastically.
Yeah,
and,
life is still
for the
changing
best.
and still getting more chaotic, but hey, that's how we like it.
So we've got a couple of people here. So we will be keeping the language down tonight. Come round here. Introduce.
I'm Connor.
There's Connor. And there's somebody else.
Swap places. And I'm China.
And that's our China. So China's been back for 2 weeks. You're going on Tuesday, aren't you?
Yeah, you've got.
Yeah, she can come round anytime she wants. And Connor's back home with us. So
yeah, just got one more, but that one will take a little bit of time because of how young she was when. Why are you whispering?
Yeah. He decided he wants to open a big, a box of donuts right near the microphone. Yeah.
Yeah, so
that's what that was. Yeah, so we've been decorating and going to meetings, and I've been having to go to school and everything else, and so it's been an hectic few months, but it's all looking up for the good. All right, Don, how are you doing, mate?
And then we decided, because we got the kids back and we can see them without people interfering, that it's now time to sort out getting married. So we will be doing that before the end of the year as well, because the only reason we held it off was because we couldn't have our kids around us at the time. So now we can have the kids round. We are actually going to tie the knot after 21 years. So yeah, all's good.
So
don't expect it to be anything normal, because it won't be.
Yeah. Connor's going in a tracksuit.
Yeah, he's going in a tracksuit.
Well, I don't like wearing suits.
About time for fuck's sake. Yeah.
So I don't do white fluffy wedding dresses at all. In fact, I'm not doing a dress. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
And I'm not buying a suit because I've already got one that Nikita bought me to go to her wedding in. So I'll be wearing that.
Instead of it being in the bloody wardrobe for God knows how long, not getting used, we'll just use that one.
But there won't be no pink tie. Well, I didn't wear a pink tie anyway, but there was a little bit of pink in it.
Yeah, we sort of compromised, didn't we?
Yeah, I said I won't wearing a waistcoat because I'm not a snooker player. 2, I don't see the point in putting a jacket on with no sleeves.
Well, he polished up well. Come on, guys.
I don't see the point. I don't see the point of putting a jacket on with no sleeves to put another jacket on with sleeves. So, but I did wear that because I wasn't wearing a pink tie. What is he doing?
He went out there to open it, and all you heard was, "Hi, Nathan."
That's right.
I'm off to go and find the duct tape in a minute.
Yeah.
Mind you, I've got nowhere to tape him to now. We've done the bottom of the banisters. Shit.
Yeah, we've the banisters have been done, haven't they? Well, nearly finished. Because there was a few of the spindles missing, and there's a few broken ones, and to try and replace them.
Yeah, we've yeah, we've been through thick and thin, mate. But when we first met as well, I was apparently just another young'un after his money.
which
Oh,
I'm
really?
work because I've got no money now. Got even less now. Just every weekend, just going out and buying a shitload more decorating stuff and flooring and stuff like that on it. But at the end of the day, it's all worth it. It's all worth it.
Because what started as just getting the 1 bedroom sorted, now we've got all 3 bedrooms to get sorted. And
yeah, because
yeah, well, he's the wife now, not me.
yeah, I'm the stay-at-home guy. So Donna's down the road all week, and I'm.
I'll have to get him doing a video. Should I washing the pots with his little maid's outfit on?
There's dildo Debbie.
What happened that time when you left the road with me?
Yeah, and plus I can't be trusted on my own with Connor.
Yeah, because I went out to work because I thought, right,
Saturday.
Yeah, to do some overtime to get a bit of extra money in, so we could get further on with the house. And she spent, what was it?
Well, I've done it in 3 installments because I'm not that daft. But I was left unattended and got him his dirt bike.
Yeah.
Well, he was promised it for years and was let down. So I just showed him that Mummy and Daddy can sort it.
And apparently the carer said, well, if your mum and dad promise you anything, don't expect it to turn up. And we don't cook food, do we?
No,
have you been having home cooked food?
Oh, we've been having takeaways every night.
So yeah, so there was filled with bullshit quite a bit. Yeah, dildo Debbie does Miss Doubtfire.
Yeah, Miss Doubtfire. That can be arranged. I could just picture him getting up with like cream on his face in the wig and going, "Hello."
We showed Connor the videos and he went,
he's just nearly spat his donut out.
He says, "Are you sure you're my dad?"
Yeah. I need a DNA test that.
But like I say, it's all good fun, innit? We only do it for fun. But the ghost of
Sir Danny West. Oh yeah.
Hey, whoever you are, welcome. On YouTube, he's on YouTube. So
okay, that one's strong.
The ghost of Danny West.
The ghost of Sir Danny West.
Sir Danny West. Well, anyway.
No, it hurts when you burn your tits, right?
We probably know him, but
probably do. Everybody.
If we do know you, just give us a clue, mate.
Oh, thank you, mate. It's taking some time.
Yeah, and a shitload of money. But he always done, and all the laminate floorings downstairs.
There's only the living room and this bedroom's been left till last, and the kitchen, obviously.
Well, the kitchen's.
The kitchen's functional. It does need some shit sorting to it, but it's functional, it's clean, it's tidy, it's all right. So
I did give it a bit of a lick of paint, didn't I? Run over it with a lick of paint to cheer it up.
In here, it's just going to get left till last because it's the very last room.
And we had to buy a cooker. We had to buy an electric cooker because obviously we hadn't got no gas, and we had a gas cooker in the house. So yeah. So the kitchen's done. Basically, we've got to get the bedroom that Connor
is in is actually China's bedroom.
Yeah, so we've got to get his bedroom done. So he can move up there. Then China's coming back full time because she's only staying now and again. You've been here for 2 weeks, which has been absolutely fantastic.
She come on a little mission with me in the truck, didn't she? Turned into an absolute crackpot.
Yeah. If you want to come on and have a chat, Matt has put the link up there for StreamYard. So if you want to come in, have you say, let us know what's on your mind. You're perfectly welcome. Obviously, you will have to show your face at backstage so Matt knows you're not doing dick pictures or out like that. Right. Okay. So do we know him? Do we know you? Do we know?
The name Danny West does ring a bell.
Danny West. West. It's obviously a veteran, so
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, but them that saw that status, if you didn't notice, it was dated the 1st of April. So, but then that's something Zuckerberg can do anyway.
Yeah. So apparently you're not allowed to swear anymore.
You know, it's bullshit. It was printed on the 1st of April.
Yeah, yeah, we do know him. Well, whoever you are, mate. Oh, good. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank
Anyway,
you,
we're glad
mate.
to see you. We're glad to see you. And it's not good for people to threaten veterans. It's not good, Danny.
Yeah, give him a clue.
It's not good to threaten anybody but veterans. You know what I mean? They're there to defend the country. They're the people that was there to defend the country and probably defended the country while you was all sat at home doing nothing. So, not even born. Then. Yeah, or not even born. So, you know, they've got no right to do it.
You put your hand up and say, Miss, right, I'll throw some at you.
Miss, is Matt actually going to join tonight?
Yeah,
Maybe in a bit.
Can I have my
Matt
legs in?
No, you can't.
He's probably, he's probably watching Man United match or something like that in the background.
Thank you, Mother.
But I don't know what Matt's got planned for us tonight. But like always, it's a shock to us when it pops up as well.
Excuse me. Don't.
Yeah.
Don't.
That's what she said. Yeah.
No, we haven't got a new pet pig. That's China.
Yeah, it's a shock for me when it pops.
And no football.
No football. Wow, what's going on?
Oh, 100% Char. Why the fuck did I go to call Char then?
I don't know. Squirrels. I don't know.
Squirrel.
Oh, it's tomorrow, that's why.
Oh, right.
Because it hasn't shown on the thing.
Damien squirrel.
It's because the lights.
You can't even see it.
We need a black
Because
one.
that light wants moving across.
Don't.
Bab, move that light across. That one up there. Move it as far as it'll go this
You're
way.
right, I'll be able to fucking get a sip of a drink in a minute.
Wow.
No.
Mum knows what you're going to say.
Yeah.
Remember what was said before we...
One of the squirrels isn't showing up.
Can I text at it?
No.
Not to say, just so I can
No.
get it out.
No, hasn't made any difference.
No, it's... Oh.
There's no way we can put it... Mind you, say that. It looked like its frigging head's floating anyway because its collar's green.
Yeah, we need the lighting sorting out. We need.
It looked like that alien invasion where it lost its legs.
It's devastating. One school could be seen but the other time.
Oh, quiet.
John!
Ooh, what did John say?
Is that the BLM person by any chance? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Hiya, Jenny. You all right? How you doing? Yes. That's Jenny who got us that squirrel. I still don't know what it
That's
is.
probably one you gave me last night because I don't know where that went, but you can have it.
In the case of the Hull-based funeral business that's under police investigation, confirmation came earlier that many of the ashes cannot be identified. Police are talking to 700 people who used the funeral director after the deaths of friends and relatives. In total, 2,000 calls have come from members of the public since the investigation began. A North of England reporter, Kelly Foran, reports.
I got a phone call on Good Friday from a detective. She said, I've got something to tell you, Richard. We've got your wife's ashes at Hull Royal Infirmary. So I says, well, whose ashes have I got here then? And they said, well, we don't know.
After losing his wife Rita suddenly to cancer, Richard talks to her every day.
I often talk to Rita. Some people might think I'm going crackers. It was very comforting thinking I had Rita with me.
And to find out that that's not Rita,
well, it made you heartbreaking and shock. I was numb and I couldn't really handle it.
And he may never find out who the ashes belong to. 35 bodies and human ashes were recovered from legacy independent funeral directors. The police revealed today they've had to call more than 700 families to break the news that none of the ashes found are identifiable.
Unfortunately, given the high temperature required to carry out a cremation, the DNA will have been broken down and degraded to such a level that we would not be able to recover a meaningful DNA profile. This means that we are unable to attribute any of the human ashes or identify them.
Richard said he won't forget who he's been looking after all this time.
When I get my wife's ashes back, put their person's ashes in it, whoever they are, with them, because I've looked after them for that amount of time, since 22nd of December.
In the 4 weeks since 2 people from this funeral directors were arrested who are still on police bail, the signs have all been taken down. There's a growing number of floral tributes outside, and there's a handwritten message on the gate that says, "How could they?"
You sort of go to them as a last person who you ever see, and go to these places and you think, you trust them, can't get me wrong with them, how they can be so evil, you know, and there's no way to describe them.
Richard wears Rita's wedding ring around his neck every day. He just wants her back home, but the police are having to keep hold of the ashes for evidence as they try to establish what's really been happening on the other side of these railings.
This is a fucking joke, right? How they got bail, I've got no idea. This is personal to me because of what's going on with 2 family members. Now, I have had an update off the police, and they have found Damien's, well, they said it's Damien's ashes in a bag still tagged. He didn't end up in the big pile of ashes. So they've asked us if we want him back, and we've said, of course we do. It's always going to be there in the back of my mind, whether it was his body or not, but it's tagged with his name. He's not been put in this big pile. As for what my brother's going through with my dad, I'm still waiting on updates with that. But with my dad, it's not looking good. And to see my brother draining colour, thinking that's not his dad that he's got in that box, has infuriated me. I cannot believe they're being given bail. They should have been kept on remand. I hope they've removed the passports, because do you know what, right? How the hell can anyone please make this make sense? How the hell they got bail for something so serious, and how many people's lives they've messed with, right? And then to top it off, you've got the lamestream media, who, by the way, have left me alone since I went public and told them to piss off, right? And I had to, sad not to with this one, right? And I did have to do it on my TikTok. And as you know, I try and keep my TikTok funny. But I had to go onto TikTok because I had one of them stalking my profiles. And I'm like, you're only in it for the clicks. You don't care. There's one friend that we know, right? I'm not going to mention names because she didn't want to be put in the news, right? But she said she didn't want to talk to the press. They went to one of the neighbours, got all the information, including a name, and published it in the papers.
The ruthless.
Heartless pigs.
The ruthless. They are ruthless.
Danny, if you've got me on Facebook, message me on Facebook, right? Because I think we need to have a bit of a chat, to be fair. But yeah, I hope they're looking at a long time. I really do. They should be.
Hello, Matt. You all right, mate?
Yeah,
hello,
not too bad, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Good.
I tell you what, it's been nice being able to tell Mum that Damien was still there in a bag and not in a big pile. There wasn't a lot they could tell me on the phone because I did ask questions, because you know me, I'll ask questions and don't give a shit, right? But I got we can't tell you, but they wanted to get hold of all the families before the press release on the Thursday, which she was shown part of on that video. But it's like I've said from the beginning, when it's time, I will put because they're saying don't speculate. Well, what I've found is not speculation, but I want them to try. I did give a bit away when I had to go at the news, when I told them, we'll tell you what, you need to be looking at Heavenly Services and you need to be asking why his wife's not being arrested. Right, and that's all I'm going to give out for now. But I've done enough homework with my daughter, because obviously I drive a truck. I've shown her how I do research, so she's been going through it while I've been driving. Right, and the stuff we have found is absolutely disgusting. and it's been going on for years and years and years. And I will open my mouth once the court case is over, but I do not want to. What's the word?
Donna, let's touch on that because obviously there's obviously investigation going on. You said about them being on bail. Now I'm assuming that it will go to court. It will be investigated. They'll be sentenced. Any idea when?
Well,
they're still trying to identify. At the beginning, the news has said that they've identified all 35 bodies, but in that bloody press conference on Thursday, it stated that they're still trying to identify all 35 bodies.
Right.
So straight away, Lamestream have lied.
So when you say you can have Damien's ashes back, I'm assuming you can't have them back until the investigation in the court cases
They've
come
said
to a
they
close.
will let me know when they can bring them back. It is always going to be in the back of my mind on whether it is him, but it's a case of he's not ended up.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, the seed's been planted now that there's doubt. Obviously,
yeah, no worries, Danny.
I mean, you can only take their word for it now, can't you? And try and move forward and rebuild as a family, and like the rest of the families involved. I mean, I think there was it 2,000 people? Am I right in saying?
Yeah, over 2,000 people they've had to get in contact with.
It's been ridiculous. I mean, we know loads of people. I mean, personal friends and people we know that have had them do the ceremonies, and they're all devastated, mate. They're absolutely devastated. But,
yeah, I mean, it's disgusting, isn't it? I mean, there's no words for it, really, is there? You can't. Yeah. Like I think it was Don that said it earlier. You know that there's no putting it right. You can't fix what's happened, and I don't think there's any kind of punishment that you can really give them. Do you know what I mean? To make up for what they've done.
I can think of someone who'll get struck off.
I tell you what, right? If the people I know and they've said if he ever to see him walking down the street, right? Yeah. He won't be going to court.
I believe they were seen out walking their dog, wasn't they?
Was he?
Yeah, I believe that there's a video floating around on TikTok. They were out walking a dog, and they were confronted, and they ran away from the people. Obviously, the public.
I think they've got a nerve showing the face,
and they haven't been seen since.
Hi, Don. You all right? Yeah. Well, I mean, it's why would you do this? I mean,
I've got a bit more digging to do because I couldn't find the personal address. All the company addresses are the ones that are on company's house. But obviously, because I know other leads now to do with his wife and stuff, I will be taking up them leads to see if I can find the personal address.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, with the signs being removed from the actual funeral parlor itself now, you know, it would kind of show that, you know, there's pure. Well, I mean, how can they deny it? There's, you know, obviously they've got evidence. They've taken the bodies out. But, I mean, good news for you is that Damien's not involved. Hopefully, you know, there's more news with. Is it your dad, Donna?
Yeah.
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 So we obviously, you know,
hi, Joanne.
We all pray that it's good news anyway. And obviously, if any of us can help with anything, you know where we are, as we said before.
It's just it's a case of being strong for the family again, because like you all know, I deal with things a lot different. And like I says with Damien and my dad, regardless of the mix up with the ashes, and if we never got the ashes back, we know that they did get a chance to pass over because they had the cremation. They've not been left in limbo like these bodies. So I know spiritually they've managed to do the thing. And we proved it at Damien's funeral with that balloon. There's no way on this earth that balloon is natural, the way that travelled. That was Damien letting us know thank you before we all left.
One thing I can honestly say, of a lot of us travelled up to obviously, you know, give Damien a send-off, and what a send-off it was. And thankfully, you know, like I say, it was Damien. And you haven't got to, you know, kind of reverse and go over it all again. And, you know, he got what he deserved, do you know? So, I just, it's hard to put into words, really, what you can say about it. It's just disgusting.
It's one of them things where we're just got to be patient again.
Shannon, just put our
so
TikTok in the chat, will you, please?
So it doesn't jeopardise the court case. It's one of them things where we just have to
Danny China's just
keep chatting away a minute, guys. I'm just having a look at something, so ignore what I'm doing.
I don't know if
keep
he won't be able. She's going to have to go on to YouTube and put it in the YouTube one.
Ah, right, yeah,
because he's on YouTube, not on Facebook. Hi, Joanne.
It's well, just you can just tell him now because we're just chatting now.
Yeah, it's WTF. What the fuck? And it's Doc D Friends. There's no hands in between. I think it's underscores, I believe.
What is it on
That's
it's going across the bottom of the screen anyway. What the fuck with Doc and D? It's all the same. Facebook, TikTok, YouTube.
Yeah.
Or just, I think even if you put Donna's name in, it comes up anyway. You'll see
Yeah,
her. The nutter in the truck.
Yeah, well, we had 2 nutters in the truck last week. China
Tell you what, right?
Loved it last week.
See.
Yeah.
Week 4.
The old honking.
Had my life. Week 4 completely had my life. How I didn't have a breakdown, and I mean mental breakdown in week 4, I've got no idea. Monday went great. Tuesday went into somewhere in Blackburn to get loaded. Went to put my curtain back and the middle pot. There's like a pole at the back, pole at the front, and one in the middle. Yeah, the curtain runs over. Connor, turn that down, please. And the middle one had collapsed. So then my curtain was like that inside the trailer. So I had to go get it repaired. Right? So went to get it repaired. The curtain was working great. Everything was working fine. Goes and gets loaded back at Blackburn. Gets to EMR Liverpool. Now, EMR in Liverpool, they are a special set of lads. They get treated with cream eggs and stuff when I go there because they do look after me there. Right?
Cream eggs? God,
yeah.
Even admin don't get that. I think yourself lucky.
When I got there, got the curtain back, opened the first door, went to open the second door and it wouldn't open. And I'm like, what the fucking hell's going on here? So there was me and this big ass truck driver swinging on my back door. That sounds shocking.
Oh, well.
It's always me.
You all like to swing on Donna's back door.
Right? Swinging, right? To find out that when they did the repair on the curtain, they'd pot riveted my fucking back door to one of the new plates.
Oh, your back door.
So they had to get one of these big grabbers and put it inside the trailer and bat the back door out.
So your back door was jammed shut, so they got a grabber on your back door, basically.
And my back door smashed in, yeah, mate.
So the back door's grabbed.
You had your rear done.
Yeah. It's got a rear end done in.
No comment. Anyway, let's move on. I'll start to go red.
Oh, yeah. So then I had to go back because obviously the back bar now that had only been replaced the week before was then bent so the back doors wouldn't shut properly. Yeah. And everything else was going wrong with it. I had to go back for the repair on the back again with the curtain. Gets there, they fixed the curtain and bounced the door shut and said, is that all right? I went, no. They went, well.
So they bounced your rear end shut.
Yeah. That bar was bent this morning. I went, the only reason that bar's bent is because someone had to smash my back doors open.
It's just not sounding right, this at all, is it?
No, it's not.
I'm just looking at the comments.
It's getting the viewers up anyway, so keep talking. Obviously, they like Donna's rear end.
It has become an ongoing joke about my ass because of something I said to one of the other guys at a different EMR. When I turn around and says, please be careful with my back end, it's still a bit sore from the last time we loaded it. Why do I do it? Why?
I don't know, but I think that's
I don't know. I'm not saying nothing. I'm speechless.
And on a bonus,
I'm
and on the bonus, I've managed to grow my nails because I've seen the stuff that goes into my trailer, right? And I ain't putting them anywhere near my mouth.
Let me ask you though, Donna, because obviously we haven't been live since you've started your new job. Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, I'm loving it.
So how long have you been trucking now?
Like,
over a year?
Nearly 2 years.
Nearly 2 years.
Yeah.
First time you've had your rear end smashed in. Not bad.
No, I had my rear end damaged twice now.
That was the rear end in the caravan, one of them.
Yeah, but the first time it was someone trying to come out
I beg your pardon.
Well, rethink that.
Hey,
Anyway,
where's this going?
Should we,
Where is this going? Should we change the subject?
Yeah. Let's move on. Anyway,
like
Dave,
this, is he?
I've got a subject for you, Dave, actually, but I know you've got to watch your language. But let's have a quick look at this.
One by one, migrants in orange life jackets board the pontoons at Dover. The operation well rehearsed, especially now as migrant numbers hit record highs.
Can you stop them at the first borders? You're not trying to stop them because they can't control it, and we can't control it here at the moment, can we?
I just don't feel threatened, and I don't know what is the big worry. It's like this swarm and all this narrative out there, an invasion, and I don't understand it.
I don't think it's fair that other foreigners can came here and take our taxes.
Arrivals today take the total number of people to over 5,000. The latest Home Office figures from yesterday show that's almost a third higher than the same point in 2023 and almost 10% higher than the previous record year in 2022. With rising numbers comes increasing political pressure. Rishi Sunak's pledge,
"Stop the boats. Stop the boats. Stop the boats,"
is under scrutiny. These figures for 2024 show just how hard that promise will be to meet. A key element of his strategy is the Rwanda scheme, sending small boat arrivals from here on the south coast abroad, but that's stalled. It won't be looked at by MPs until mid-April, after a series of defeats in the House of Lords. Labour says they'd scrap the Rwanda scheme, instead cracking down on criminal gangs who put lives at risk by overcrowding boats. Refugee charities agree.
We don't support the people smugglers. We don't support coming across by such dangerous routes. But we do support a safe route, safe passage coming into the UK. So it works for the Ukrainians. Why doesn't it work for those who are, say, fleeing the Taliban from Afghanistan, those that are coming from Eritrea?
As the weather warms, these records are likely to be broken again, leaving a political pledge to stop the boats barely afloat. Amelia Harper, Sky News.
The new illegal migration bill means that if you come here illegally, you will not be able to stay. You will be detained, and then you will be swiftly removed to your own country if that's safe, or if it isn't, then a safe third country alternative like Rwanda. And we will make sure, like Australia and America, that if you've arrived here illegally, you will not ever be able to return. Now, this is how we're going to break the cycle of these criminal gangs and take control of our borders. People need to know that if they come here illegally, that they will be detained and swiftly removed. And once they know that, they will stop coming and we'll be able to stop the boats.
Right. You remember last year when he was saying, oh, the numbers are down? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Because we had really, really bad weather. Yeah. He said, so our plan's working.
No, it was bad weather that was working.
Yeah. But he said, oh, our plan's working. The numbers are down. But they've gone over and above, right, in the first 3 months of this year.
Well, so obviously it was all stop the boats. The Rwanda deal's been well over 12 months now on the card, so let's scrap that. It's not going to happen. We all know that. Anyone would think that there's an election looming, wouldn't they? Because it's all just hot air. As we've just entered April, so just let's count, obviously, January, February, March. We're already at 5,000 this year.
Yeah.
Do you know
what
I mean?
Which is a record.
And they'll take 3 years to process just those 5,000. Let alone what we had last year. I don't actually know.
Country. It's all right saying, "Oh, you'll be detained and removed."
But have you seen what he said? He turned around and says we're going to leave the European courts, the HM.
The EHCR or whatever.
Then you need to be careful. That this is where it could quite easily bite us in the arse. On the arse. I'm on about arses again. This is really, really bad.
Can you stop talking about arses?
With us leaving the European Court of Human Rights, this is where that other bill could sit in as well, where it could get really fucking nasty because we won't have any rights at all. Because you look at the new bill that they was trying to put through, but they can't put through because we're still part of the EMHR, however you fucking say it, right? If they do decide to come away from that, they will pass this new bill, and then we're fucked It's a catch-22 situation.
But to be fair, we're fucked anyway, aren't we? We've been fucked for a long time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's irrelevant to what he does now. The problem's there. It's got well out of control. They can't. There's no stopping it. They've got no intentions of stopping it. There's too much money in it. It's a big money system. And it's becoming a dangerous place now. I mean, just got to look at the streets of London, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? And what's
Try
going
going
on
through
there
Bradford as a female truck driver, mate. I lock my doors through Bradford. It's really weird because there's two sides to the Bradford Ring Road, right?
Mm-hmm.
One side, it's like old England, yeah? The other side, if looks could kill, I would have been dead months and months and months ago. Because they actually look like they want to jump in the truck and attack me because I'm driving that truck. I actually lock my doors driving through that part of Bradford. And I'm not easily scared, but I'm out fucking numbered. Excuse my French again.
Well, that's the thing. And one thing he fails to say in all that video, yeah, okay, they'll arrive, we'll deport them. You know, if they can't go back to their country, they'll go to a third party country or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And we know that's not going to happen. But in the meantime, while we're processing them, yeah, that also automatically gives them the green card to apply for asylum. And then they're getting the new phones, the new, clothing, fucking 5-star hotel, if not a house, from a private landlord, all paid for, as well as their credit cards topped up or whatever it is they're getting. You know what I mean? He fails to tell everyone that, doesn't he? So,
with the NHS, they get rid of all these people that sit on their asses doing now, Alistair. It's that simple. Why have we got people at the top of the NHS earning the money they're earning and not doing what the surgeons and the doctors do? Get rid of the idiots. Right? Because you can guarantee they're all friends with some MP somewhere because it's always the mates that get the fucking contracts. And I tell you what, right, if I'm not sick of seeing boxes and boxes and boxes of PPE coming out the back of my trailer. And I mean boxed up, still packaged.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can't say too much, but I know where you're coming from there, Donald. It's
all that stuff that we bought,
we paid for.
Right, that was defective.
It's going into the incinerators.
It's now they're getting rid of it, and it's all.
And I mean, they're all packaged. There's trailers turning up. Well, trucks with trailers on turning up with 26 pallets on at a time with fully wrapped PPE. Yeah. And I mean, big bags of fucking face masks, all coming out with all the rest of the shit.
I mean, when I say I don't know the answer to this problem, because it's not now as simple as stopping the boats and sending them back, is it? Because the majority of them that have already entered have claimed asylum and they're here. So it's not as simple as just stopping the boat. I mean, stopping the boats is obviously priority, stopping more coming in, yeah. But the ones that are here, and the majority of them seem to be quite dangerous or young, single fighting age men. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. What do you do with them now that's already got the green card? Whether religion's been brought into that or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Look at that guy recently where I can't remember exactly what he did. But because he converted to Christianity,
I said, well,
that was the acid guy, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there's a few of them. There's quite a few.
Yeah, but he had a Muslim. He had an Islamic funeral. Yeah,
well, they're just taking the piss, aren't they? That's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're laughing at us in our face. And
well, he failed. He had 3 failed attempts at getting asylum. He had a sexual assault on a woman, and then he got asylum. Hang on a minute, right? What's this telling people?
Simple rules.
If you want it, this is like they will take it because they're not exactly the brightest people in the world, are they? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Because they actually think if they blow themselves up, they're going to go to see Allah and get 72 virgins.
Which technically is half that number because women are half the fucking worth of men.
But so I can't understand.
It could be 72 virgin goats. Do you know what I mean?
I can't understand how they're going to get 72 virgins because they've fucked all the kids at fucking from the year 9. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they're going to find
the problem we have with that. It's all right them believing in all that, isn't it? It's who they take with them whilst they're doing that crime. It's innocent families here in England.
I don't think it was in this country, right? But I've been following one, and I shared the link about the daughter that was taking a mum and dad home, right? And this fucking illegal was sulking because he'd not got his $3,000 and this, that, over and rah. So he started throwing rocks off a fucking bridge.
Yeah.
right?
Well, there was one.
And one of the rocks went through this car that was carrying the mum and dad. The daughter was driving the mum and dad home, right? And the phone call to 911, so it was American 911, right? You could hear him crying and saying, "I can see a brain."
There was one.
Your own wife or mum going through that.
Well, there was one I think I today or yesterday I seen on TikTok was being interviewed, complaining that he wasn't happy with his shelter, hotel, his food, and if the standards wasn't raised, then he was going to take protest into the streets of London. No, well, I don't know what to say. There's no other country that would allow it.
The Palestine lot.
They live under rocks in the desert. They live in caves, right? The houses are shitholes. They've got no windows. They've got no toilets, right? They live in shitholes, and they've got They've got the nerve to say that what we're giving them over here, free of charge, is not good enough for them. Well, if you don't like it, off back to where you came from, and when you've off back to where you've come from, off again. You know what I mean?
You spelled care wrong.
Oh, but I can't exactly say because.
But you say that's offensive, isn't it? You know, they take offence to that.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we go on to the next subject, we haven't spoke about it because we haven't been live. Why we're on the subject of all this? What do you make of the new England football shirt, the new Team GB, obviously outfits,
I don't follow football,
and the change of the St George flag?
Mate, right. They're just taking the piss, aren't they? I don't know what it's about. I don't know if it's.
The thing is, we need enough people where they can't arrest us all.
Just don't buy it. Just do not buy it, right?
125 quid a pop, wine.
Instead of
how much?
125 quid a pop.
What is the share?
Yeah.
One bloke
tried to buy his two kids the full strip, home and away, and it comes to 799 quid. Socks, shorts, top for both strips. Yeah.
You could get a dirt bike for less than that.
Yeah,
we've just bought a motorbike for less than that.
But they're laughing at you, aren't they? And they'll continue to do it. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke. I mean, the question is, why are the players not standing down to this? Why is the manager like this? They would have been shown this a long time before it was released to us, the public.
Well, look at the manager. Look at him. They're still taking the knee. Black Lives Matter. It's been proved it's a con. People are getting the ringleaders of it are all getting locked up. They're all got big mansions. They're saving the money off.
I can't
right?
repeat how.
Yeah. And they're still taking the knee.
This is why we don't follow bloody Formula One anymore, because as soon as they bring politics into something that you're meant to be able to relax to during the weekend, that's it, we switch off. The politics should not be allowed in sports. End of. The only thing they should be allowed to carry is the Union Jack, the fucking whatever flag that for their like part of the country, you know, like the Welsh, Scottish, English or Irish flag, right? Anything like that, and they should be allowed to carry the poppy. Anything else, get it fucked off out of bloody sport. Sorry, I'm swearing again. Sorry.
Tell me what other country would allow that to happen on their national shirt?
Well, the one.
It just wouldn't happen.
We're soft. This country is so soft, right? It's so woke, right? And everybody's so scared, right, of offending somebody. Fuck me, I will offend anybody I want. And offence
it's taken, it's not given.
Yeah, it's taken, it's not given, right? You only take.
Start giving some of my offence back, please.
Yeah,
I want that back. Unless you're going to pay me for it.
I paid a lot for that fence, and I had to erect it myself.
Not by her back doors, was it?
No.
Now.
There was no erection near our back doors. I'm sorry.
You're lucky to get my back doors open.
We're only live for an hour tonight. I've got quite a bit, obviously, to go through. We're not going to get through it all, but there is one thing I want to play because it's quite big in the news. Let's have a look at this.
J.K. Rowling and Hamza Youssef are in the middle of another skirmish. I hope there's no hate speech going on. Well, I know a certain red monster who'd be very upset if there was.
The hate monster.
Who we have now.
No, we don't.
No, we don't.
He refused to. We couldn't afford him.
No, he's expensive. He got injured in the last outing, I hear.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the headline is, J.K. Rowling unleashes brutal war of words with Humza Yousaf over Scotland's new hate crime laws. Author slams SNP leaders, bumbling incompetence and illiberal authoritarianism after he called her trans tweets upsetting and offensive.
You've got to love how J.K. Rowling is full-on committing to this. She's like, damn you. I mean, she's really going
on the day one. She made all those tweets.
Yes.
No, this is really kind of the issue of the day. We've talked about this at great length, but yeah, it's very interesting now because the good news is that her tweets, although reported 2,000 times or something.
Yeah, so I think there's been 6,000 reports for hate speech since the law started. There were 4,000, almost 4,000 on the first day. A lot of them to her, but Humza Yousaf beat her. There were more complaints about Humza Yousaf's speech, about there being too many white people in Scotland, too many white people in a 96% white country. What do you make of this?
Do you know, there is nothing more depressing to me than the fact that the SNP have brought in legislation which effectively criminalises performance and stand-up comedy. And you look at Scotland. Scotland, a couple of years ago, had the highest death rate since 1952.
Yes.
It's schools, education. Scotland had the best education at one point in the United Kingdom. That no longer exists. Their health outcomes are terrible. The addiction rate in Scotland is abysmal. And yet, Humza is focusing in on this.
Yeah, comedians are the problem.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I've been to the Edinburgh Festival. They're not comedians, mate. I mean,
no, some of those comedians should be arrested for different reasons.
Yeah, exactly. For crimes against comedy.
Could it not be that, you know, from what I know of the SNP, and I've seen a lot of it, I've invited SNP people onto my show and they won't turn up.
You had one dude on, he was nuts.
He was an SNP former councillor, not an SNP politician.
Oh, low ranking.
But they're humourless. Maybe that's the problem.
No, do you know what it is? And it's the fact that they're petty little authoritarians.
Yeah, of course.
And you can see this by the fact that Humza Yousaf wanted to criminalise speech in the home.
Yes.
He wanted to arrest people and potentially put them in jail for things they said in their home. Now, if that is not Stasi-like, I don't know what is.
Of course it is. I mean, we are dealing with that. The SNP has always been an authoritarian party. It's part of who they are. So what do we do about it? The problem is, as well, you have a one-party state in Scotland. So there isn't really a solution. There isn't really an effective opposition. However, latest polls are saying Labour...
Labour can do well,
but then, you know, Labour are pretty authoritarian themselves, and there's a very good chance that the Labour Party in England will introduce a similar legislation when they get in.
Well, this is all good news.
Oh, for goodness
sake. You'd look great in a prison outfit, Andrew.
Do you know what? I could pull that off, but I don't want to go back to that hellhole. That's the first thing. And also, I don't want to have to give up comedy, but maybe I will have to.
No, do you know, it's an exciting time for comedy.
Yeah.
Because comedy will now be dangerous, it will now be underground, it will now become clandestine.
It's dangerous again, isn't it?
It is, it's exciting.
Now, with this, right, J.K. Rowling knows exactly what she's doing, right? And he hit the nail straight on the fucking head, right? When he turned around and said to me, he says, they can't do J.K. Rowling because that means that then they've got to get useless. Because of what he said about not enough whites, not enough this, not enough whites, not enough whites, not enough whites, you know, in that original opening speech, right? So she knew exactly what she was doing, and that's why she hadn't been arrested, because if they arrest her, they've then got to arrest him, without a doubt.
She's since gone on to post this today within the last couple of hours. What was that?
But most of the complaints that went in was about him, wasn't it? What was it? There was 4,000 went in on the first day, and most of them was about
I don't know.
Useless.
You can guarantee third place would have been Katie Hopkins, right? And she's actually going to go and do some gigs in
Scotland,
right?
She's got a gig in there.
She's going to get banned out of Scotland the same as she did Australia. So we'll go in third place at number 3 is Katie Hopkins. In second place,
she got a slot, didn't she? The other day on a stand-up.
Phone calls. J.K. Rowling.
She got a what?
But in first place is useless.
Well, she got actually. Sorry?
Connor's just sent you something on
Connor
Facebook.
Just sent you something to do with
you was on about the football. It's the under-21s player, but have a look at that.
Yeah, Harvey Elliott. Harvey Elliott. Yeah, he folded the collar, didn't he, to hide the flag?
Yeah.
Me personally, I wouldn't put it on, but
this is why I've got respect for the likes of it was Max Verstappen and that other young driver, wasn't it, when they refused to take the knee.
And that was only because of Lewis Hamilton. I used to have a lot of respect for that guy.
With a vegan dog and thinks that we should save the planet.
What?
Driving around an F1 track on a weekend and a private
save the
jet.
planet. Yeah, save the planet. Do everything. Get to net zero. And he drives
I see how Thunberg's been nicked again, hasn't she?
I don't know.
Exactly, Carl.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What's she been nicked for this time?
So some demonstration she attended where I'm not too sure what it was she'd done. I'd seen it flash up on the news. But yes.
It's all
nothing will happen, nothing will change.
She's a globalist little puppet.
Well, she's part of the agenda, isn't she? I mean, unless you're Tommy Robinson or someone like that.
She doesn't actually realise she's being used. They're using a disability and the fact that she's as young as she is, right, to use it as this fucking thing on stage, right? So in that sense, I feel sorry for her, but...
Oh, I don't feel sorry for her, Donna. She's being lined like that, left, right, and centre. She's a big part of the problem. She's
been demonetized from the whole state of using something else as a dildo.
But everything's the same, isn't it? It's all bollocks.
That was a skit. I want a real video.
At the end of the day, we're fucked, right? The country's fucked. We've all gone soft. The Army and the Navy...
trying to reduce the F words.
The Army and the Navy and the Air Force have all gone woke and rainbowy.
I don't even think we should have the three-strike rule anymore.
Right.
Especially with certain people.
Right. And all these demonstrations in London on a Saturday, right? And the MPs shitting themselves, right?
Hamas is a terrorist organisation that is banned in the UK. So why are they allowing these protests?
Well, do you know what I thought was really, really funny, right? America, the biggest country in the world, the biggest military power in the world, right? And when Israel attacked Iran and killed two of the leaders, right? And they said there's going to be repercussions. They actually bombed an American base, and Biden went, "We're not going to do out about it." Hang on a minute, right?
But Biden can't even climb a set of fucking stairs. Do you know what I mean? So
what is going on? What is going on?
Well, we do have two-tier policing, and we have for a long time. But
we're off track a little bit. But look at what's happening with Donald Trump. Look at what they're trying to do to him before the next elections.
Just before you go on to that, Donna, going back to what you said about Hamas and, obviously being a terrorist organization. Funny enough, obviously, major disruptions today on the trains, wasn't it? Stopping people getting into London, of course, Saturday, prime time. And the answer to that, in my opinion, is because those that are taken to the streets, free Palestine and all that, the police can't control them. They're outnumbered. They know that. There's no way that they can manage it. They can't stop it. So I think they'll look on it now.
This is what annoys me, right? Because numbers-wise, right, and I don't care whether you like him or not, right, but I'm going to use him as an example. Tommy Robinson, he could bring the same type of numbers as what these Palestine marches are bringing, right? Now, it proves, after all this time, that we was a peaceful protest because the police used to come in and try and batter some of us, and that's when we'd fight back so they could get the views from the media. Do you know what I mean? Or they get one that had a can in their hand just to make it look like we was right-wing thugs and all that bullshit, right? But they are genuinely scared of these that are marching on a Saturday now because you don't know which ones are carrying knives under religious reasons, right? So they've got no power anymore.
Religious reasons are there to carry a blade?
Well, they're allowed to carry. Some of them are allowed to carry blades, depending on what part of the religion they follow, and not little blades.
It's illegal. It's illegal to do that here in this country.
No. But it's the same as they get free council tax if they put their bloody house down as a place of worship.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, for anyone on here, register your house as a place of worship. You don't have to pay council tax. Not that I pay mine anyway, but hey.
Does that count if you register it as an inn?
I'm going to register as I might register as a witch actually and bring paganism back big time.
It's well out of control, isn't it? And
well, they arrested four of them, didn't they? They arrested 4 of them on a protest, and everybody surrounded the van, and they couldn't even get the van. off the streets of London.
Was that? It was.
Well, hang on a minute.
MADHOUSE that was covering that one.
Yeah, MADHOUSE covered it. They actually arrested them, and everybody surrounded the van, and the police were shitting themselves, and they could not move the van with these people in.
That's what I say. That's it's well out of control. They can't police it. Take the two-tier policing out of it, even if it wasn't two-tier policing. And I know you said Tommy Robinson could call a demo and probably get as many as them. I mean, there's a lot of these free Palestine wankers taken to the streets. Yeah. Just not enough police, and especially experienced police officers that can deal with it properly.
And most of them are the same colour as them. You know what I mean? Not saying they are, but they are the same colour.
Hang on a minute.
And I think most of them, right?
Miss, I have to say something.
You know what I mean?
Look, honestly, he's sat behind the camera going.
I don't know.
In a minute, I'll start pulling it.
Anyway, Matt, right, we're coming to the end, mate.
What?
Look at the
I think we've got ourselves in enough trouble, haven't we?
Which boat?
The one that went into the bridge. That was not a coincidence.
Oh, here we
Let's
go.
go back to Donna's back door.
Right, complete change of subject. Did you hear him?
That was not a coincidence. No. That was terrorists.
He's just brought the bridge strike in America. Don't know where that's come from.
Oh, the Baltimore Bridge. Is that the one he's on about?
Yeah.
It was blamed terrorism.
There's been, is it three more, I think, hasn't there, since?
Well, they've actually, the same company actually, it's a jetty. Backed a big container ship into a jetty and destroyed that as well.
Something I'm going to say about that, right? For something that was going onto shore, where was the tugboats?
Terrorism.
I'm the captain now.
Thank you.
You do what I say. You hit that bridge. I'm the captain.
Mayday.
Do what I want.
And it was strange how it collapsed as quick as it did.
Explosion.
Especially as it went from the far left,
Yeah.
Didn't even collapse where he fucking hit it, did it?
Was that pun intended?
It came from the far left, but the blame will go on the far right.
Yeah, they'll blame it on the far right.
On that note, though, I have got to say, there's a lot of people that have that same opinion as us, but they go too far, and then they start making all these videos, and it becomes stupid, I mean, some of the videos I've seen out there, and people chatting shit. Look, stay in your lane, because it just makes it difficult for us.
Stay in the lane in a bloody car, so they're not going to be able to stay in the lane in general life.
Right, they do. They go too far, and it does make it difficult for people trying to get the word out there and looking at it reasonable and looking at the evidence and coming up with the proper conclusion, right? That is the trouble we're having.
Common sense is a superpower these days.
Because the mainstream media lie, so I think people come up with this shit, right, to go the other way, and they go too far the other way, and I don't know.
All the speculation, and it just builds and builds and builds, and you get nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Because all that speculation, all that does is just distracts them from the real problem. And the real problem is we've discussed it. We know what's going on. Do you know what I mean? Like I say, I think there's been 3 more since that one. Definitely 2.
Yeah,
I've seen,
China's actually got Google now, and she's writing them down.
So
it's ridiculous.
Anyway, guys,
terrorism.
Right,
that's
it.
It's been a pleasure to see you both and the kids as well.
And you, and hopefully we'll be back next week.
Let us know we're back next week. Yeah, definitely.
Hopefully within the next month we should be in our new place where we won't need the backdrop because we'll have Iron Man and everything behind us. So that'll be completely sorted out in the new studio. So, because it is a bit weird us actually sitting on a bed and doing this. It's not in bed with Madonna, do you know what I mean? And I talk about the back doors way too much to be sat on a bed. I was just going to
say, enjoy the rest of your weekend and look after your rear end.
And you. It's been a pleasure, Matt.
We love you all.
Even
Thanks
the haters.
for joining us.
Yeah. Nice seeing you all again.
We'll see you next week.
See you, mate.
Good night.
I will not comply. Quite trying to take me to task, cause I don't want to wear a mask or take a vaccine that could maybe make me die. They got no scientific evidence to back that crap up. All they do is feed us lie after lie. That's why I will not comply. Since back last March, I've had an achy, breaky heart like old Billy Ray Cyrus. I've been catching a case of the blues from the news around this damn coronavirus. Now they're telling us we gotta keep our chin diapers up, even if we got the shot in the arm. But nobody's talking about exercise or eating food that's fresh grown from the farm.